Hello and welcome to News Now. I'm your host, Taylor Inman. We're going over the biggest headlines this week for Northwest Montana. Dumping aquarium pets into local waters can negatively affect the ecosystem, and the consequences don't always come at a snail's pace. Flathead Lake is now home to mystery snails, a common house pet and invasive species, according to Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks. It's the first detection in Montana, but they are common in other states thanks to aquarium dumping. One snail shell was found empty in the Finley Point area of Flathead Lake 2 years ago, according to Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks. But several dozen snails were found alive this spring, some alive. The snails, which can grow to the size of a golf ball, are called mystery snails due to their unique life and reproductive cycles. Females of the species give birth to hundreds of young, fully developed snails that suddenly and randomly appear. But the quick reproductive ability allows the snails to take over an ecosystem, according to Tom Wolf, Aquatic Invasive Species Bureau Chief at Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks. Montana Fish, Wildlife, and Parks personnel intend to go back to Flathead Lake when it is at full pool to dive and look for shells. They encourage others to report any sightings and findings to the state agency as well. Wolf said the more people looking for the invasive species, the better chance the state has to catch them. In northern Idaho, mystery snails have been found in Priest Lake, a lake similar in water quality to Flathead Lake. The Priest Lake snails have kept to just one bay of the lake. That gives Wolf hope that the mystery snails might not spread to all corners of Flathead Lake. Despite raising the specter that a nonprofit worked with the Biden administration to relocate immigrants in the country illegally to Kalispell earlier this month, U.S. Representative Ryan Zinke has yet to produce evidence for the claim. Zinke's office first revealed that a family of immigrants had arrived in northwest Montana in a May 2nd press release that included statements from Flathead County Sheriff Brian Hayno and County Commissioner Randy Brodell. The Republican congressman described the immigrants as Venezuelan and in the United States unlawfully. It said they traveled from Texas to New York, where they took a flight to the Flathead Valley, landing in the evening hours of May 1st. In Kalispell, according to the press release, they found aid from Valley Neighbors, an organization that supports immigrants and refugees, which the congressman labeled as a dark money nonprofit. Zinke said in a statement that, quote, "The only way an illegal immigrant from South America ends up in Montana is if a nonprofit connected with the Biden administration moves them there. They didn't walk across to BAB," end quote. But officials with Valley Neighbors deny arranging the immigrant family's travel and dispute the claims that it works with the White House. Pressed on where Zinke got his information from about the immigrant family, their immigration status, and nationality, former Zinke spokesperson Colton Snedcore initially cited Hayno and Brodell. As for whether Valley Neighbors arranged for the family's travel or coordinated with the Biden administration, a second Zinke spokesperson argued that the congressman never accused a nonprofit of doing anything more than helping the immigrants. The second spokesperson for his office said Zinke has no intention of retracting his statement. The spokesperson refused to identify themselves. Asked for evidence that the immigrant family in Kalispell received help in getting to Montana, either by the Biden administration or the nonprofit, the spokesperson instead pointed to a letter Zinke sent to Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas demanding an investigation. A more in-depth report about this situation, including comments from Sheriff Hayno and Commissioner Brodell, can be found on our website, dailyinterlake.com. A West Valley school technology levy passed by one vote following a recount held during a school board meeting on Friday. The 10-year, $83,000 technology levy was approved 961 to 960. Following the recount, the school board canvassed and certified the results. Initially, ballots, including resolved provisional ballots from the May 7th election that the school board canvassed and certified on May 13th, showed a tie requiring a recount, according to West Valley business manager and clerk Mark Fessler. With the passage of the technology levy, owners of homes valued at $300,000 can anticipate an annual tax increase of $15.60. Owners of homes valued at $600,000 can expect an increase of $31.21. West Valley voters also approved a $347,000 general fund levy, $978 to $944. This means an annual tax increase of $65.24 on a home valued at $300,000 and around $130.48 on a $600,000 home. The general fund levy will go toward retaining teachers and paraprofessional positions to maintain smaller class sizes and provide individualized instruction for struggling students. The district also plans to use funding to cover deferred maintenance on the building. This is the first time levies have passed in the school district since 2007. Read these full stories and more local and state coverage at dailyinterlake.com. Thanks for joining us. News Now is a podcast from the Daily Interlake. We're proud to be the largest independent newsroom in Montana and the oldest paper in the Valley. Consider becoming a subscriber to support our work. Call Circulation at 406-755-7018 or go to the subscribe tab in the top right corner of our website. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel to never miss an episode of the pod. Everybody stay safe and have a great week.